Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Crypto Invest. As always, we have a lot of news to cover today, so let's get through the news. And I do want to talk specifically on Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and IOTA. As always, this is for informational purposes only and should not be considered as investment advice. So let's get into it. As a reminder, this time tomorrow, I will be on my way to Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam, so there will not be any videos for a few days until it gets situated, and then I can start to upload videos for you guys. But until then, stay tuned for more information. So I did get some questions about NiceHash. So I did not cover NiceHash on my channel, but I did get some question about it. So very quickly, NiceHash is a website where you can go on and you can download the client. And with that client, you can use your computer to mine different cryptocurrencies. And you can join a mining pool, and then it will then, any profit will then be redistributed back to your wallet. You can also sell your hash rate, meaning your computer power, so other people can rent it from you. Or vice versa, you can rent hash rate from other people to mine cryptocurrencies. So unfortunately, they got hacked recently, and the hacker stole about 64 million US dollars from the website. So the company say about 4,700 Bitcoins were stolen on December the 6th, which is around the same time that Bitcoin hit an all-time high up around $19,000. So after that, the latest news is after the hack, the website of course went offline. They're supposed to go offline for about 24 hours, but it turned out that they has been offline for quite a bit longer now. But they are reportedly they will be back online very soon because they want to continue to earn money as soon as possible, unless other people start to continue to earn money. And they have been working with some of the authorities, some of the international law enforcement agencies to help with this. But at the moment is not good news. You know, if you are with NiceHash and you actually have your wallet on NiceHash and you didn't cash it out and you got your funds stolen, I feel for you. This is very unfortunate. But this also tells us a lesson. You know, always be in control of your cryptocurrencies. I know that it can't always be the case, because if you don't reach the minimum cash out, then the money will just sit on NiceHash. If that's the case, then nothing else you can do. But if you are one of those who have a lot of money in NiceHash and for some reason you did not cash it out to your personal wallet, I think this is a very good lesson for a lot of us to learn from, to only keep the necessary cryptocurrencies on someone else's wallet. So if you're trading on an exchange, just keep enough so you can trade. If you are mining cryptocurrencies, like currently I do have mining contracts with a couple of websites, and some of them do have the minimum cash out requirements, and I have no choice but to keep your Bitcoin there until it reaches a minimum, then I can cash out, you know. And it's not like a daily thing for me. But that's a risk that you have to take because the website can get hacked by anyone and the fund can be stolen. So another big story of the day is the fact that South Korea, largest Bitcoin exchanges, they are getting ready to deal with more regulations. So as we all know, South Korea is one of the country that has very heavy volumes. You can see them on pretty much the top coins. They are loving cryptocurrencies, and it's definitely trading a lot in their markets. And this become quite a sensation for the countries, and it's getting a little out of hand. So yesterday, December 13th, South Korean government reviewed the details of the emergency cryptocurrency meeting it had to held on December the 12th. South Korean financial authorities stated that in the coming weeks, underage investors and foreigners will not be allowed to invest in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies in the market. They also say they want to have stricter rules on know your customer and anti-money laundering. So there was a leaked document today. Keep in mind that I have no idea how legitimate this one is, so take it with a grain of salt. But basically what this article trying to say is that there are 4 main points with CCN, which is the party who get the leak document. So there are 4 leak regulations expected to be implemented by the end of this year. So one of them is gonna be prevent undercredited investor from dealing with losses through highly volatile cryptocurrencies. So if you don't know what a credit investor is and what undercredited investor is, accredited investors are those who basically have a certain level of net worth. So for example, in the US, the net worth to be an accredited investor is $1 million, or you have to make, I think, consistently $300,000 a year or more, 2 years in a row, or you have to hold some kind of special designation. For example, if you are a financial advisor, if you are a licensed stockbroker, then you would be considered an accredited investor, and once you are, then you can get access to certain financial products that the traditional investor may not get access to because they are more dangerous. So undercredited is everyone else. So basically people like me and maybe you, if you are not meeting the minimum requirement, then you would be considered an undercredited investors. So they want to prevent the regular investor from dealing with a lot of losses through highly volatile cryptocurrencies market. The second point is trying to prevent strictly regulated cryptocurrency exchanges from operating as a speculative platform for undercredited investors. So in so many words, they want to say that they try to minimize any tendency of people go on these exchanges to gamble. The third point is they want to request banks and exchanges to ensure underage investors and foreigners cannot open trading account on cryptocurrency exchanges. So they do want to put some type of entrance limit on age and also on nationalities. And finally, the fourth leak potential regulation is they want to temporarily suspend institutional investor and retail investor from investing in cryptocurrencies. So the 4 item is pretty big if they want to suspend both institutional investors and retail investor in investing in cryptocurrencies, meaning that these exchanges will potentially have to stop operating for a while. Like I say, take it for what it is. This is not the official document by any means, but I just want to make sure that you are aware of that. So I think for a market that are gone pretty wild, like the South Korean market, regulation will definitely be a good thing in the long run, because cryptocurrencies will only get bigger and bigger, and if you can have some regulations to protect investors from things like investing into some of the not so legitimate cryptocurrencies where there are no actual projects, you can encourage a lot more investor confidence to get into this space. And also, regulation is something that will also help the institutional investor to be more comfortable investing in cryptocurrencies, because institutional investors a lot of time handle money for their clients and they cannot put their client money into an unregulated market. So regulations are pretty good in that sense. Alright, so let's talk about some specific coins. So I guess we can just go down the list. So Bitcoin pricing today is similar to yesterday. I mean, although pick up a little bit at 17,419, but the last few days Bitcoin have been just trading back and forth between 16,000 and 17,000. So nothing too wild there, no crazy moves today ahead of the CME future exchange starting in the 18th, so about 4 days from now. So as far as news, the only thing that are fairly positive is that senior VP from eBay, which is a pretty huge e-commerce site here in the United States, saying that they are seriously considering Bitcoin integration. Now, we all know that Bitcoin network congestion is real. I mean, if you try to send your Bitcoin today, one of my friends tried to send a Bitcoin over to his wallet today, and the current fees about 2 hours ago was about $34. So that's pretty significant. So Bitcoin scaling is an issue. We all know that. I'm not sure if integrating Bitcoin into a site like eBay will actually, increase any adoption, because I'm not sure people want to pay, $10, $30 fees on a $100 transaction. However, we do know that overstocks when the company decided to accept Bitcoin and all the cryptocurrencies now, the stock price actually went up 130% over the last 12 months. So integrating cryptocurrencies does create that initial push, and it does create a lot of media sensation. And that turned out to be working pretty well for overstocks. So who knows, maybe eBay is thinking that they can integrate Bitcoin now, and that may be good for the shareholders. Who knows? But that's just my take on it, because I just can't see how people want to use Bitcoin to pay for eBay items at the moment. It's slow and it's expensive. In the future, when we have Lightning Network, sure, but not at the moment in my opinion. So Ethereum's looking like is pulling back a little bit, not too much after the major run up. So Ethereum went all the way, as you know, to about $780, all the way down as little as $400, and now it seems to holding at around $600 all day. So between $600 and $700 the last couple of days. No really crazy move today as far as news relating to Ethereum. We have some, this is the Twitter page of Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum. He sent out a tweet today saying that they are moving along with integrating Casper. So Casper is the protocol that they are planning to use. It's currently in testing phase at the moment, and that's going to be the protocol they want to use to move Ethereum from proof of work, which is mining, to proof of stake, which is staking. So complete different process to verify transaction. I have a whole video on Casper, so if you are not familiar, take a look at that video on my channel. So I don't want to go into a lot of details about proof of stake, but I did get a lot of questions regarding to when we go over to proof of stake and there are no longer any block reward, then who is going to pay quote unquote the stake rewards or the dividends for those who lock up their Ethereum to get the staking reward, and where are those Ethereum coming from? So pretty easy, is gonna come from gas. So each time you send Ethereum from one wallet to another wallet, or when you want to execute a smart contract, you have to use a little bit of fees, and they call gas in the Ethereum network. It basically calculated how much fees you will need to pay to get this transaction process, and those gas is gonna be paid in Ethereum. So right now the sender pay for all the gas coming out of the contract or of the transaction, but in the future there will be an option for the other side, so the receiver, to pay for the gas if they choose to do so. Alright, let's move on to Bitcoin Cash, and we are on Bitfinex on the 60 minutes candle. So there is a pretty big push earlier today for Bitcoin Cash to go basically all the way from $1,500 to $2,100, and since then Bitcoin Cash retraced quite a bit of other gains, currently sitting at 1728, my apology, not 17,000, that would be Bitcoin. $1,727 at the moment, still better than what it was yesterday, so still good for those who currently holding Bitcoin Cash. As far as news, blockchain.info, which is one of the longest standing Bitcoin wallet provider, they are going to launch full-on Bitcoin Cash support before they're gonna launch SegWit support for Bitcoin. So starting today, and my apologies, there was a blog post today, but not starting today, but Bitcoin Cash is going to be on blockchain.info. So if you have blockchain.info wallet, you will be able to store your Bitcoin Cash going forward. This of course did not sit well with a lot of the SegWit supporter. They wonder why SegWit supporter is not SegWit support is not enabled before Bitcoin Cash, but that's beside the point. The point is, this is a fairly positive news for Bitcoin Cash. Could that cause the pump earlier today? Maybe, who knows. But as always, like I say in every single video, I do keep the same amount of Bitcoin Cash at Bitcoin as a hedge against Bitcoin, because I believe in diversification and you just don't know. I don't want to underestimate the power of Bitcoin Cash supporter, especially Roger Ver. So take a look at Litecoin today on Coinbase 60 minutes. Definitely a steady sell-off since Litecoin hit an all-time high of $423 after a major run-up. So currently looks like it's finding support at about $277 the last few hours here. Let's see if that holds. As far as news on the Twitter page of Charlie Lee, the creator of Litecoin, he is definitely out there on different media trying to promote cryptocurrencies and specifically Bitcoin. My apologies, specifically Litecoin. So he is definitely someone who is out there that is constantly in the mainstream media promoting Litecoin. That could be one of the main reasons why you see a major run up, and it's also the fact that Litecoin can be beneficial at the moment because of the high fees and low transactions from Ethereum and Bitcoin. So I think Litecoin does benefit from that. And let's just see if Litecoin can hold at the 270, which I'm pretty happy with if it's gonna hold at this level before it decide to go up some more. Alright, so let's move it on to Ripple. So Ripple have a major run up today. I think it's up like 70-80% earlier today. Moved all the way from 20 something cent, 30 something cent, which is back in 2 days ago, all the way up to as high as 90 cents, 89 cents total to be exact. And currently it is actually trying to stabilize, and the current price is 73 cents per Ripple. Quite a major run. Taking a look at what is going on with Ripple. So Ripple surged 89% today total on a lot of positive news that they have recently. Partial of that is the fact that the Japanese bank consortium launched Ripple Pilot with 2 large Korean banks. The first time money moved from Japan to Korea over RippleNet. So a lot of excitement in Ripple. I do want to point out that this alludes to RippleNet, which is a little bit different than the Ripple XRP, which is the cryptocurrencies. I have a whole video explaining the difference between XRP and RippleNet. So if you want to take a look at that video, it will be in my library. So make sure you take a look at that. It was published around 2 months ago, exactly actually. And at the high level, Ripple is a company that offers bank software, which called Ripple Connect or RippleNet, which uses the Interledger protocol to transfer money between one entity to another entity. However, the software does not use the Ripple currencies XRP. XRP is an option, but right now the bank may or may not choose it. So XRP, the cryptocurrencies, is basically used as a settlement tool at the moment if the bank choose to use it. So the successful Ripple, the company, is not directly tied to the value of XRP. When you buy Ripple, you just simply buy another cryptocurrencies. Its advantages are its fast transaction time, high liquidity, and finally the various exchanges it's currently on. It is important to note that you are not buying the currency that banks are currently using to transfer their money. So banks are not buying the XRP at the moment. You should not expect that bank to buy up the whole ton of XRP in the near future. Perhaps they can make it happen, but do not underestimate that the Ripple company will advocate the use of XRP as a cryptocurrencies of choice within RippleNet for banks to transfer money from between entity. So a bet on Ripple XRP, the cryptocurrency, is a bet that the leadership team has what it takes to convince the bank to use Ripple XRP as the mean to transfer money using the RippleNet software. And for me, I do currently hold Ripple at the moment. I know that Ripple get a lot of hate in the cryptocurrency world because it's focused primarily on serving the banks, which is at odds with a lot of cryptocurrencies who are trying to move away from the traditional banking market. But as a cryptocurrencies investment, I don't think it's a bad bet. I mean, certainly this is not financial advice. I am just telling you that I think there is a future. I do believe in the team that they put together. They may have what it takes to really make Ripple become the standard for the bank. So keep that in mind. So last but not least, but take a look at IOTA today. It was such a bloodbath. So yesterday I told you about the fact that there was some news about IOTA, that the partnership with Microsoft turned out to be fairly misleading. So I think the market was going down maybe 15, maybe 20%. But I think the news travel and it's sinking today, and there was a lot of selling coming down. It could just be because the cryptocurrency have gone up so much lately. So currently, Ripple sitting at about $3.73. They did publish a tweet today, about an article actually on psychologytoday.com. I'll put a link in the description below. It's basically they saying that a lot of people saying that the partnership with Microsoft is fake news, and they think that it is unfair. If they are looking into all the publication, it's clearly not misleading if you actually look at that. And they're getting a lot of heat right now because the investors are saying that they are, publishing fake news. But in reality, they are a victim of FOMO and FUD cycle. So FOMO is fear of missing out, because people get excited and they just beating up the prices. And now that IOTA is at an all-time high, and then some fake news, some bad news coming out for the team, and the price start to dip and people start to hating on IOTA. They don't think that's fair. They just think that people is just FOMO buying, and now there's a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt, which also known as FUD. So they're just a victim of this market psychology. So I just want to share that with you. I did get some question relating to the fact that Bitcoin in 2020, the reward for block gonna drop down into half. So right now, as you know, Bitcoin supply is controlled by mathematics. So around every 4 years, the reward for per block, meaning the new Bitcoin that's gonna come into existence, it's gonna drop by half, all the way until 2150, where all Bitcoin by that time should be redistributed, and there will be no more new Bitcoin coming out. However, 30 years from now, or as a matter of fact, I think 20 years from now, 95% or so Bitcoin will be distributed by then, and then a very small percentages left at the end will be distribute over the next 100 years, basically. So how does this work? It's work through mathematics. So every 4 years, Bitcoin going through what's called a halving, and the last one was actually last year, when Bitcoin went from 25 Bitcoin reward per block to 12.5 new Bitcoin reward per block. So the next one we're gonna do is gonna be roughly about 907 days, which is gonna be somewhere in June 2020, where Bitcoin is gonna go down to right now we're at 12.5, so we're gonna go down to 6.75 per block. So less and less Bitcoin gonna be mined per day going forward until we reach zero. And with that, a lot of people are expecting that by 2020, the price of Bitcoin is going to shut up, because that seems to be the case, as there are more buyer but less seller. So less people able to mine Bitcoin and less Bitcoin being produced, meaning less miner will have Bitcoin to sell. But given that we have the higher and higher demand, the price of Bitcoin will push up even higher. So that's something that I just want to share with you. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode. I will not be talking to you until next week. Unless there's something crazy going on tomorrow, I may hop in and just give you a quick update as to what is going on in the market. With that, thanks a lot for watching this video. Hit the like button if you like the content, so other people can find this channel. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I do a lot of crypto related videos, so I would appreciate your subscription. As always, take care, and I will talk to you next time. Bye bye.